This is an introduction to the RegBIM project. The RegBIM project is intended to automate regulatory and standards compliance checking, and it's a collaboration between AEC3 UK, Bentley Systems, BRE, Cardiff University, Local Authority Building Control and Skanska UK. It's a project that's part funded by the Technology Strategy Board. The RegBIM project's stated goal is to automate regulation and standards compliance checking as far as any individual project will allow. The intention is that building information models are optional and that you can use the RegBIM output with any construction project, whether or not you have a BIM. RegBIM is platform neutral and works on an IFC file format which can be outputted by any of the major BIM authoring software. In principle, RegBIM can automate any standard or compliance check, but the project has initially started looking at English building regulations, BREEAM and the Code for Sustainable Homes. A preview of the RegBIM project. The RegBIM interface can be launched directly from your BIM authoring software via an integrated button or in the toolbars, as can be shown on this video clip. Alternatively, you can launch the RegBIM software straight from your desktop, as is shown in this video clip. Once you've selected the icon, the first screen that you see will ask you to map the IFC file that you want to run the RegBIM software on. You select that and open, and the next stage is the software asks you what standards or regulations you want to check against. And you can see at this stage we've got Building Regulations Part L, but ultimately all of the English building regulations will be included, Code for Sustainable Homes, as well as BREEAM. Clicking on OK triggers the IFC model to be uploaded to a remote server, and at the same time it then runs a check on the remote server to run the first compliance. This takes a little bit longer than any subsequent checks because of the upload of the IFC file across whatever bandwidth you've got in the office through to the remote server. The first screen you get once you've had the results is the home screen from the RegBIM software. This shows the overall results for all of the things that you've asked RegBIM to check against. The RegBIM software presents results on a simple table which you can interrogate in a number of ways, as shown in this clip. In this instance, we've got results for energy, pollution, water and ecology. If you want to change any of those, to put in different ones or remove any of the ones that you've already checked against, you can click on the Configure RegBIM option and that will run compliance against the revised checks. The RegBIM software can also present results as a graph for each individual standard and for the overall. Here in this video clip you see the results being interrogated for one section. Clicking on View on Graph shows you three different options. The yellow left-hand bar shows the total number of credits in that section of BREEAM. The middle bar shows the available credits for the particular type of building that you've used, and the blue bar shows the number of credits which the RegBIM software has managed to identify as awardable from the IFC file that you've uploaded. The RegBIM software can also produce an overall estimation of your score. This applies to BREEAM but also building regulations and any other standard that gets put into the system. In this instance, again, the video shows how you extract that. Clicking on View on Graph, then view the final results. Two bar charts this time. The left-hand side shows you what your building could score overall. The right-hand side shows you what you have scored. The software highlights what information is missing from the results. This is shown in the blue bar at the bottom of the screen, as shown in this clip. The blue bar highlights the warnings and shows you what objects the results checker has tried to look for but not found in the IFC that's been uploaded. In this instance, it's found insufficient surface water drainage, and you can add that directly through the View Warnings bar at the bottom to correct the calculations. Any information you add into the View Warnings section is added into a separate IFC file and used to review any future certifications. A useful feature of the software is that it allows you to explore individual topics. Anywhere where you see the red exclamation mark, you can drill into that particular credit or item and check in detail as to where your information is required. This is done through tree diagrams. This video shows the tree diagram for Pollution 1 credit in BREEAM. As you can see, there's a considerable volume of information that's needed, but only some of it is required to actually score some of the credits. The tree diagram allows you to take the minimum number of steps to get the highest number of credits from any particular section of BREEAM, code, or any other multiple route compliance methodology. In this instance, the video is walking us through Pollution 1 credit. First of all, it's endeavouring to get us 3 points, and walking us through one step at a time. We're answering questions. We've lost the first of the 3 credits, and now there are 2 credits available if we add some further information. In this instance, about the global warming potential of refrigerants. We add that, and again, the RegBIM reruns the compliance check, and the tree is updated to show the route that we've taken. The green line on the tree shows the route that's been taken, and the red dashed line shows the route which hasn't been achieved because of the answers given. The tree here shows 2 credits have been missed because of some of the answers given in the additional information section. Clicking here has awarded us 2 credits though, where we've added the right information and only answered around 4 questions to achieve 2 out of 3 possible credits. All of the lower section of the tree, which some might have wanted to provide information on, is not needed because the software has identified that those were the 4 first key questions to achieve the maximum score. This tree can be used even if no IFC model has been uploaded, so it ensures even for paper-based assessment mechanisms, you're answering the least amount of questions to get the highest possible score. Again, as with information added through the View Warnings bar, this is added as an additional IFC file and not into the uploaded file from your BIM authoring software. This video shows a tree diagram for building regulations. Clicking on the exclamation mark takes you through to the tree, and as you can see, it's a lot flatter for compliance with building regulations, because typically building regulations you have to comply with multiple points before you're allowed a pass. Here, the software has looked to find whether the DER is greater or less than the TER in accordance with L1. Adding data allows us to confirm whether that is or is not the case. With a building regs tree diagram, it's likely that you'll need to add more than one piece of information because multiple yeses are required in order to achieve an overall compliance. This is different from some of the schemes such as BREEAM, where there are more than one route to achieve a single credit. The second item of information required here regarding air permeability has been added, and as you can see, we've now achieved building regs compliance with part L1A and satisfied RegBIM that that's been delivered. Of course, you can always add information directly into the BIM for the project and then upload a new IFC to the RegBIM server. One of the goals of the RegBIM software is to be available as a design tool from early in the concept design stage. To help this, every time you open the RegBIM software, it remembers which of the rules and regulations you were checking against and reloads the same settings. You can also export the RegBIM outputs back into your BIM authoring software to show you which objects were not complying with the regulations you were checking against. Once the RegBIM IFC file has been re-imported into your BIM authoring software, it highlights the points which haven't complied and allows you to edit them in your original BIM in order to upload and create a new file. The RegBIM software is available from early in the design of the project, and as such we've generated the capacity within the software to allow you to input early design estimates and review them later. You can enter any information, but you can flag it for review. The software then produces a list to allow you to go back and check off the items that you were unsure of when you know further down the design stage exactly what that should have been. As a result of this, the RegBIM software can produce an estimated output early in the process that you can then firm up as the design progresses. The initial setting up of the RegBIM software is fairly straightforward. On first install, it will simply require you to map to a server which you will be advised via email the location of and relevant password details. Many offices or clients require unique naming conventions that don't work with some of the more industry standard approaches. The RegBIM software can cope with this through mapping your own office standards against some of the industry standards. In this example, it shows how a swimming pool may be known as an S-pool in your office, and the software can be taught that when asking for one to look for the other. When you feel that the process has gone as far as you can, the software can generate a provisional result from whichever regulation or standard you're checking. This clip shows the process for that. Clicking on Download Certificate allows you to download a PDF copy of whichever version of certification you've gone for, in this instance a BREEAM. The BREEAM certificate is downloaded, but included on the second page of this are all of the warnings or unsatisfied data which hasn't been included in the check. These are hardwired in to ensure that you can go back and check against them, but also as part of the quality assurance procedure. The RegBIM project, supported by Technology Strategy Board, is coming to an end in spring of 2014, but the work is being taken further by BRE and other partners to deliver a full compliance checking for English building regulations and BREEAM in the near future.